What's going on, everybody? My name is Bronson, and today I am in Southeast Alaska, where I will be building an aquarium out of an old mason jar that used to be used for bar olives. Now, like I said, I'm here in Southeast Alaska, where I will be taking natural resources to be building an aquarium in this old mason jar. As you can see, I've already got some plants started in there that I've harvested from out here, and I will be making an aquarium out of it. So, bounce back to the beginning. Enjoy. Sunshine. Today we're making this thing into one of these things. Oh yeah! These are little aquariums and terrariums and whatever the heck you call them of plants and snails that I've made out of the Alaskan wilderness so far. And today I'm making the biggest one yet out of an old olive jar. We're gonna go take a ride on the e-bike out to the Alaskan wilderness and throw some rocks in here, throw some dirt in here, throw some plants in here and water, and see if we can't catch a few snails to make this thing a whole terrarium just like these. But first things first, gotta wash this bad boy. This thing is dirty. It's been in Yakutat, Alaska, so it's guaranteed to be not the cleanest thing in the world. So I'm gonna make it clean before we get our little snail buddies in there and plants. So I've realized that one of the only things keeping me sane here in Alaska sometimes is the plants. Plants are an incredible way to feel alive. Which that sounds silly, but dude, if you've never had plants in your house, I highly recommend it. It really makes a difference. I always feel a lot happier. They calm me down, which that just sounds like a special person talking, but I'll tell you what, it works, and it's true. Okay, our jar is much cleaner now, as you can see. So let's go put some plants in this. Need some boots. Let's roll. And we got the bikes, the electric e-bikes. Let's go. Alright guys, we're gonna go for a little ride to a place I call Tawa Creek, and everybody actually calls Tawa Creek. But there are snails here, there are plants here, and there's water there. So we're gonna go see what we can find. Maybe getting some underwater shots, because the underwater here is pretty cool. Let's ride. Let's ride, baby. It's a beautiful freaking day out right now. Oh yeah, back on the bike. It's all starting to green up. There's some pink little flowers around. It is beautiful to go for a cruise through town. Woo! But you can kind of see that the road is still wet right here. It's insane that it was pouring rain. The roads are still wet, and yet there's blue sky above me. This place changes weather so fast, it's insane. You would not believe it. Like, it was pouring rain. We probably got 1.5 inches of rain today, and now it's sunny. What? Oh, now we're onto the dirt road. I'm gonna go up here about another 2 miles, I think, on this dirt road. We'll get to the spot, but either way, this little creek off to the right side of me here is the creek I want to get. It goes to where I want to go, basically. That's the creek that has all the little water plants and snails and everything that I want to get to make this terrarium in the first place. So, I honestly, I can stop right here for a while, but I'm not going to. This is a vibe. I want to look down here. This is not the spot I'm going to, but look how pretty and green this is. Oh my goodness, beautiful. I want to take a look and see what is down in the water right here. Might be nothing, might be something, but it is definitely swampy. I feel bad because I'm stepping on plants no matter where I go, but it's so green and pretty. My goodness. Okay. So, oh my goodness, my feet are just sinking. So plant-wise, looks like we got some really cool plants. We got whatever these are with the big circular leaves. And I think I could definitely get a root bunch out for, oh yeah. Yeah, I could get a root bunch out for in my terrarium. So I think I want to gather one of these plants. Another thing that's looking kind of cool is, let me see if I can find some. This stuff. This stuff's looking really cool. I don't know how it grows or what, but it looks like all of it is in swampy mud, but out of the water. So I don't know if I can actually grow that because it looks like it's more of a not submerged type of water plant, which I'm gonna leave the cover off of this terrarium thing. That way the plants can grow out the top, but I'm afraid that if it starts out under the water, it won't grow up. So I think I'm gonna skip on that one. Oh. Oh my goodness, dude, I'm walking through a swamp. I'm gonna sink in the mud here. Oh, I'm stuck. Look how pretty that flower is. Now, you know you're a real one if you ever did this when you were a kid. Ready? See if I can do it. Oh, the blade of grass. And it's looking like down here, this water is pretty freaking clear. I mean, look at that. That is beautiful. I don't see anything in the water, that's for sure. I'm looking for little snails or anything I might be able to see in the water, but I do not see much of anything at all. So we're gonna move on to the next spot. This is kind of a recon location for the most part. There's so many plants already. It's getting so beautiful. I mean, this is probably one of the greenest places I've ever been in my life, and just that little spot pretty much sums that fact up. We're gonna keep going down this way though. Excuse me, going down that way. So far on this ride, we've rode 5.5 kilometers, which I have no idea how many miles that is, but the more you know. I factory reset this the other day, so normally it's on miles per hour, but today it is unfortunately on kilometers. So it says I'm going 34 kilometers an hour. I have no idea how actually fast that is, but the more you know, the better, right? God, beautiful. I think I'm gonna be here for a minute, so I better walk this puppy out of the way of everybody. We also arrived at location. Beautiful. Now let's go check out this bridge real quick. It is so pretty out right now. You can actually see a bunch of moose here at times too, so you never know. Might get lucky. I feel like I say that every time, but kind of doubt we'll see one. A beautiful, beautiful day. That is Tawa Creek. So the ocean is about actually half a mile over this little tree edge. This is a tree line that goes all the way along the edge of the ocean. And yeah, that's basically all that's between us right here and the ocean is just a patch of trees. So it might look like it's a long ways away, not look like the ocean at all, but really all there is a half mile, maybe quarter mile berm between us and the ocean. Kind of crazy, huh? So it's funny because this is almost like an island, because on this side you got this stream that's flooded, this whole floodplain, as far down as you can see that way and that way. Just as far as you can see. And then directly on the other side of this is the ocean. So it's almost like an island, but it's kind of cool. It's really cool. That is probably some of the most dense trees and moss covered trees there is out here in green, just because there's always that coastal spray coming through, making it really pretty. But anyways, here's the water that I think we want to try to make it out of. As you can see, it's perfectly green. Tons of water plants. Supposedly, hopefully, a ton of opportunity to make this terrarium awesome. Well, as pretty as that is, it's time to see if I can't go swimming. I'm kidding. I don't want to fall in the water, but I feel like it's a likely possibility at this point. Okay. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work, you guys, but one way or another, we're going to figure it out. One way or another. So, first steps first. Oh, there's a bunch of baby fish down there. See what we can see down in the water here. It's looking like I'm seeing a whole lot of nothing. So I guess I should mention the things I need for this video to work out. Number 1, I need snails. Number 2, I need plants. Number 3, good views. Number 4, dirt and gravel. As of right now, we've got good views covered. I just need to find snails, I need to find plants, and I need to find dirt, which dirt's also easy because look where we are. Dirt. So I just need to find plants. Some plants here, but I'm looking for more specific ones. I want more specific plants. Actually, I see snails down there. I see a snail right there. And right there. I've got snails covered. Okay, well, we can probably get snails right here because I see quite a few. But I'm going to go check out over this way as well. You never know what you're going to find at different locations, right? We'll go check under the bridge and stuff. Oh, look at like these plants. These things are cool, dude. Let's take a peeky poo at this. Look how big they get. I just want a little teeny small one, but I like the shape of the leaves and I like the color of the flower. I don't know if it'll bloom in my room, but it's worth a try. Oh yeah, there's tons of snails, dude. Tons of snails. They're all over the place. All over the place. Oh, we got it in the bag. For collecting snails, I have a water bottle to store them in because I'm afraid if I store them in the big bottle in that bad boy, it's gonna get crushed, right? You have rocks in there, you have plants in there, you have stuff in there. If it's churning around on that bike when I'm riding back, it's gonna smash them. So I'm gonna store snails in life inside of this one, and I'm gonna store plants and gravel and dirt inside of this one. You know, this is just one of those things that I never thought I'd be doing on my channel. I also am gonna store these snails in the water that they live in until I get back to the lodge, so cheers. I definitely see a lot of small snails, I just don't see a ton of big ones. Okay, I'm gonna set that right there, don't forget. So like right here, we got little curly ones. Interesting. Look, that is a little teeny baby snail right there. I think, and there's tons of them, I mean they're all over the place. But I definitely am gonna want some bigger snails as well. So I'm gonna collect a bunch of small ones and then I'll go through and see if I can't find some big ones afterwards. You're going underwater, soldier. If the audio gets bad after this, hopefully it's worth the underwater shots. Bye-bye! this is the collection. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell in the camera lens, especially actually in person it's hard to tell, but that is all snails. It's got a little bit of a water bottle full of snails. So that is enough definitely to at least get a population started in that little mason jar. Big mason jar. That's a huge mason jar. But my arm is freaking frozen. The sun might be out. It might look warmish. It's not warm. My hand is frozen. That's the fastest I can move it, dude. There's no movement left. And I got my booty wet. And my legs a little bit wet. I was dedicated to the snail grind, man. Froze my hand, got all wet. It's gonna be worth it. But either way, this is kind of a really cool area. So I'm going to put the GoPro in the water and you can check it out a little bit underwater. I want to see what it looks like later on. So lucky you get to see it. Good luck under there, soldier. Okay, so with the snails out of the way, we've got plenty of snails. I mean, there's probably 50 in there, I'd say. The population of the fish tank is taken care of. Next thing to work on is getting dirt for this thing. Now, I want to get gravel or dirt or substrate that is at least a little bit nutrient rich. So even just the stuff that plants are growing in as it is, you know they're growing in it and surviving off of it. So I'm going to try to collect some of that stuff. Yeah, some of my other tanks that I have in the room, as you've seen, was just sand actually from the beach. I just scooped it off the beach and poured it in there, or it was gravel out of the parking lot. So the plants are still growing with just gravel or sand that doesn't really have any nutrients in it. So we're going to try it a little different this time and put actual nutrients in there and see what's going to happen. So first, the next step is going to be to collect substrate for the bottom of this, whether that be gravel, sand, or dirt, and then move on to collecting plants. So, okay. This thing is going to look dirty and gross by the time I fill this up. But where should I go for? Interesting. Probably scoop gravel off of this, but it doesn't look super nutrient rich. And that's kind of the whole goal of actually collecting gravel. Besides, you know what, this doesn't look too bad. And it's dry, which is actually kind of nice. Maybe I'll collect some of this. It's gravel from the road, but as you can see, there's tons of plants still growing in it off the sides. This is just where people walk. So that's kind of, it doesn't need to be anything special, I wouldn't say. But I don't want to go underboard. You know, we're just going to scoop some of it in there and see what happens. And maybe this won't work at all. But my guess is no matter what I do, it's going to work. So if you're doing this at home, ever, I don't think it matters too much about the substrate unless you're getting super specific. This is a wild Alaskan aquarium, so I'm not too worried about it. How does that look? Pretty good, I'd say. We're gonna go with that. Now I'm just gonna put a bunch of water plants in there and we'll be good. Okay, so to collect water plants, I don't really necessarily want to tear them up out of the ground. There's gonna be hundreds of them. I mean, you can see all this. Normally there's no plants here. That is all plant growth, lily pads that's coming up from the bottom. So there's plenty of plants, but if I can avoid it, I'm gonna try to not rip any up just because, I don't know, respect a little bit. But if I have to, I will. So first I'm gonna search little areas where the flow of water is coming through and pushing the plants into that have actually uprooted by themselves. And I've actually found a lot of spots like this for my other terrariums you saw in the house. And that's where all those plants are from. I didn't dig hardly any of those up. So spots like this right here, we're gonna try to fill with plants. But it's looking like this is all pretty icky. There's not much plant life in here. That is a cool leaf. Huh. Yeah, got another big leaf. Not much plant life growth. Maybe I could try this. This is snake grass. but I'm not thinking that's gonna work either. This pile really does not have very much stuff. I think we're gonna move on and try a new pile of junk. Yeah, there's not much in there. And then maybe there's just not gonna be as much as there was before now that the plants have all started growing. We're gonna leave my stuff here for now and go on a little adventure. So you know how I said earlier it was raining all day and now it got sunny and beautiful? Well, that was still pretty sunny and beautiful. And then you get over there. That is a fast moving area of some very dark gray rain clouds coming my way. I'm not excited for that. So I better get this thing built before I have to ride back on my bike and get absolutely soaked on the way. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm just walking over here a little ways. All my stuff's over there. And I'm gonna try to find a little spot that has some excess plants that have uprooted already. It looks like we got a few right here. Okay, let's see what we got. So, ooh, this one's kind of cool. We got some grass, but that looks pretty dead actually. We're not gonna do that one. We got this. This looks superb. Look at that. That is a nice little water plant with lots of big leaves, and there's already snails in it, so that is a win-win situation if you ask me. Boop, that's going in. Let's see, what is this? I don't know, going in. In the worst case, the best thing about this is that even if these plants, that's another good one, these plants don't end up growing in here and die, it's still nutrients for either the snails to eat or nutrients for the plants to end up breaking down and using themselves for. So it's all kind of just going to be a food chain in here, whether or not it's supposed to be. There's another kind of cool plant. That one's neat. There are some good plants over here, that's for sure. And actually, if you look at this, this has sprouts out of it. I don't know what it is. It's some sort of rooty bulbous plant, but yeah, it definitely has a shoot coming out. We might as well try it. It's a big tank. If it dies, oh well. That's the best part. Oh, this is a good little plant as well. It just looks like a stem. You can see the top is starting to sprout and it's got roots on the bottom, so that's a healthy little thing that's going to end up taking root in there. Throw that one in, and that one might be in the same, but no, that's pretty chalked. I'm gonna throw some of these ones in. Plenty of roots. Let's see. Doesn't look like we got much else actually. Yeah, I definitely want a few more plants than just that. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next location, see if we can't find some more. We're going into the bush. Ugh. Ah. All for the plants, man. Okay. This is looking like a cool little area. Maybe there's some plants in here. It's looking like all this is kind of attached though. There's not much wash up in here like at the other spot, but look at that. I wonder if that's fresh water or if that's from the salt. It's over here in the fresh, so I wouldn't doubt it. I got this too. That's definitely a saltwater clam. That might be saltwater. I wonder if a bird or something brought it over from the ocean that I was telling you about is just over there. Huh. Kind of wild. What could we try here? So I think we're gonna have to resort to pulling some stuff up. So here's a little snake grass. Let's see if it's worth trying to dig it up. Just be gentle with it. Luckily, there's so many plants here that even if I do take these from the wild, I don't think it's gonna hurt much. I mean, there's legitimately hundreds and oh yeah, look at that beautiful root system on there. See if we can get some snake grass to start growing. We'll try that. But like I was saying, there's so many plants out here, they're never ending. I don't think I could hurt the population by taking a few, or even damage it a little bit, honestly. Okay, we got a winner on that one. Look at those pretty little leaves. We got a flower coming on and a great root system. This thing was already halfway torn out, but I had to tear the rest of it out. But it's not gonna go to waste. We'll keep this plant alive, that's for sure. So I got this one, and then I got the little snake grassy we'll try those two in there as well as all the other random little plants I found. Man, this place is a freaking jungle, that's for sure. Everywhere out here it is all very jungly, very green, and very, very filled with water. Okay. Snake grass. Uh-oh, snake grass might not fit. Nice. Lid's on. Tons of plants in there. Oh! Y'all saw that, right? The lid. Well, they'll probably be okay, right? I think it was mostly superficial damage. Oh, the snake grass was not so superficial. Oh, I'm so sorry, plants. I just killed all of you. I'm kidding, I didn't kill them. They're just not gonna be very happy anymore. Okay. Tight, tight. At least I didn't break the glass. That could have been catastrophic. Okay, I'm gonna go pack up my stuff, and we might try to grab a few more plants along the way, but for the most part, I think we're gonna try this for now and see how it works out. Oh, don't drop again. I'm just like afraid it's gonna fall. Dude, I can't explain to you how good it smells out here. You know how you go out into the wilderness, most places, and it's like, ah, fresh air. That is everywhere here in Yakutat. There's no bad air. All the fresh air comes off the ocean. Everything is fresh anyways. It's so green and lush and primo. Just had to get that off my chest. Okay. In you go. Ooh, I'm getting all dirty. Okay. Now the only thing I need, is to be gentle and to get back before it starts raining, because that rain cloud is ever more approaching than it was before. Oh, my sleeve is tight. There we go. Oh, you know, this thing's been sitting in the sun. It's kind of nice and warm. It's toasty, it's black, it's rubber, PVC stuff. Not bad. Okay, be gentle with the backpack. Let's get this thing back cleaned up and growing healthy. Peace, place. We'll be back here again one day. Turn this bad boy on. Oh my goodness. Look at those things. Hold on a second. That is right there. 2 slugs as big as my pinky finger eating a piece of crap. They're eating bird poo. But anyways, they're huge. Okay, anyways, let's get out of here. These things are cool. They even have a little NFC card. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Just locks it, but yeah, kind of cool. Okay. Let us zoom. Woohoo! Like I was saying earlier, guys, the motor hall sensor is bad on this thing. So at low speeds, it has a hard time taking off. It's cutting out and losing power. I don't know why that is necessarily, what happened, but either way, I'm in the process of getting a new one currently, so one of these days this bike will be as good as new. We're just not there yet. This right here is the vibe. It is worth having the bikes up here just for this ride right here, this straightaway. It is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Really, just a beautiful location. I love Alaska. The nature here is just
I love this spot. I love this town. It's Alaska. The nature part is amazing, and this bike has got me the opportunity to see a lot more of the naturey side of Yakutat. And oh my gosh, it is beautiful. Except for the rain. So much rain kind of sucks, but without so much rain, it wouldn't be this green and this beautiful. So, you know, take it as it is. I can't complain. Woohoo! Oh, very nice. Oh, while I was riding, I got a freaking bee, I think, in my shirt. Ow! I think it was a bee. I'm not sure. That might still be on me, honestly. Aquarium. Aquarium life. Cool. I definitely got stung by a bee. My freaking chest. You can see how red my chest is. Right here is where I got stung. That kind of hurt. Not gonna lie. Feels fine now, but hopefully I'm not allergic and my throat doesn't swell up. I know my dad's pretty allergic. But yeah. Okay. I'm not sure how to do this, but we're gonna figure it out. Okay. I think the first step is going to be to take out all of the plants and kind of organize them in there a little bit. And then I also want to put one of these things in here. This is a sponge filter, which is kind of just a little filter. I have one in here at the back, but I'm gonna run an air line into this off of this thing and provide airflow through there to keep it fresh. Because when it starts to sit stagnant, if there's not enough root life and plant life taking hold and actually sucking up nutrients, it'll start to get rotten real quick. So this is a bigger tank in the first place, so I kind of want to do it, and I'm going to. So I gotta take all the plants out first. Quite the variety in here. As you can see, it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully that ride was smooth enough that it didn't really damage anything, but you never know. And hopefully some of these plants, like this one, the snake plant, is actually gonna survive. Oh yeah. That is a root ball, if I've ever seen one. That might be too big for this, but you know what? What's the worst that's gonna happen? I got this thing. That's the one that has a little teeny bit of growth on this, which I don't know if that'll grow into anything, but we'll try it. Got a little baby one of these. Oh, that's not good. Whatever the heck this thing is. I think we got a pretty good bunch of opportunity for some cool plants in here. Let's take a look at what this looks like right now, because hopefully it's going to look excellent by the time I'm done. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put you on time lapse while I work through this and try to make this into an actual aquarium. Okay, I'm at the point now where my hands are disgusting, first of all. So, that's a great start. And, well, what did I expect? I'm building a wild Alaskan aquarium. So, I got everything in there. It still looks disgusting, but it's going to be kind of cool. I got these little plants sticking out the top, if this survives. And I got the snake plant sitting down here, and I got kind of all the roots tried to get buried. It's kind of hard to see. There's not much clarity through that glass, plus the reflection doesn't help at all. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with water to about here, I think, and then go ahead and put the snails in. Okay, so I'm starting to fill this up with water. I'm up to here. I'm just filling it slowly with my own water bottle and just using tap water because it's all from wells here. But anyways, here is the filter. I've already got it plugged into the whole air pump. And I just gotta get it in there without getting water and stuff everywhere. There we go. Very nice. Now I can keep filling it up with water. Continue the time lapse. Alrighty, we got a full tank here and it looks horrible. It's very, very murky right now. That gravel just instantly started up because there's a lot of fine silt inside of it. This whole, okay, a little lesson here. The area of southeast Alaska I'm in right now is called Yakutat, and the entire plain of this whole flat area is all leftover glacial like push out. So this whole area used to be covered by a big glacier. It mulched all this rock into fine silt and gravel and everything. And there's really no dirt here at all. It's just decomposed plants that have made the dirt. And other than that, it's gravel and silt. Just from the glacier from thousands of years ago, churning it up and leaving this glacial deposit. This is the whole Yakutat area. And the glaciers have since receded really far. So that's basically, in a roundabout sense, from a glacier. Kind of, I guess you could say it. But anyways, it's kind of cool to think about that this whole area is in a glacial field. But yeah, this is going to take probably a day to settle down, so I'm going to not mess with this for about 24 hours, and I'll check back in with you in about 24 hours to check this out. But before we do that, we got to put our life in there. We've got to add our little friends into the aquarium. And unfortunately, snails are sticky, so I gotta do something to make sure they come out of the bottle. Tally-ho! That worked really well. There's a few left. Huh. There you go. That's all the snails. And there we have it. You can see all those little bunches of snails in there. That's awesome. So hopefully by the time this clears up, you'll be able to see the snails climbing all around the tank. Hopefully the plants will perk up just a little bit, since they got moved around. They're looking pretty horrible, so maybe they'll perk up a little bit, and then hopefully all of this silt will start to settle down and this will look like an actual aquarium. So yeah, there is at least the start of my wild Alaskan aquarium. Heck yeah. Alrighty fellers, here is the tank with the rest of everything all growing beautifully, and I'll check on it tomorrow, making sure that it is clear. And hopefully it is. Maybe it just won't clear up at all. It will. Come on, have some faith. Anyways, I'll see you all tomorrow to check it out. Alrighty, it has been 24 hours and the tank is basically clear. You can see in there a little bit, and you can see all of our little snail friends all up in there. Look at that guy, and that guy, and that guy, and that guy, and that one's got something weird going on. He looks a little bit dead. There's that one, there's that one. They're all over, man. This is a successful tank right here. Look at that thing. Heck yeah, man. So I think this is honestly going to take quite a while for it to start setting up and be an actual tank of like something that looks alive and functioning. Because as you can see right now, the leaves are starting to come to a little bit better, and they're starting to perk up a little bit and face the sunlight a little bit, and I think that even looks a little taller, if I'm gonna be honest. But I think it's honestly gonna take a little while to get this thing to the point where it's looking good. So I'll do an update video on this, and you'll be able to see actually it progress and become better than it is now, because right now the water's clear. Definitely was not clear when you saw it last time, but right now the water is definitely a lot more clear. It's just not looking super crazy. I think these ones are kind of cool because you can kind of see, and look at that big old snail. You can see all the roots and stuff, and how these ones are just full of roots and all that. This one is just not super set up yet. It's got its little bubbler back there. It's got some stuff in there, but yeah, it needs some time for the plants to set up. Look how beautiful these ones are up here. They're very green, very tall, very leafy. This one's just got a ways to go. So hopefully this one will start perking up before long, and we'll get a whole tank out of there, you know? Get the whole vibe going. Right now it is looking pretty cool though, with all the little snailies in there and stuff. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little experience of building a wild Alaskan aquarium out of all natural resources. And you know, here we are with a tank in my room to freshen it up and make it a little more green in here, because honestly it helps. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. If you're interested, I'll be doing some more update videos on this thing just to have fun. And anyways, I'll see you later. Thank you for watching.